In a new study, doctors have declared that it is safe to pee in the shower. However, the verdict is still out on waffle stomping.
All right.
All right.
Famous candid intros.
Good morning, it's Newsday Tuesday.
Here on MKUsual, it's like MK Ultra, but more normal.
We're all amped up on coffee. We got a prop that we're gonna bring out later. Our budget continues to explode. This is the day where we go through all the greatest news headlines and end the show with desk jokes. As promised, Nick, you have a special segment.
Yes, as you may know, if you've been following along, it is December 3rd, the date famously predicted by the web bot that the alien invasion would begin. The prediction said the event that would trigger this was the interview of Donald Trump on the Joe Rogan podcast, and 39 days later, today, the world is going to be invaded by aliens.
Either tonight or tomorrow. This is probably our last episode.
So I have a little safety net for us.
A $1 million scratch-off ticket.
Yes.
I'm actually going to film you doing this.
This is
Can you tilt it towards my camera here?
There we go.
All right.
Let's see what our big winning numbers are. 7, that's a lucky number. 31.
That's a good one.
Okay, I like to do the numbers and then the prize if I win, so then I don't feel bad.
Do we have any matches?
So far, no. Big L so far.
It's a big L.
Looks like we are doomed to starve to death after the invasion.
Well, money's not going to mean anything because we're going to be living off space crystals.
That's true. Hopefully some of this
Nothing
is
so far. Oh, the
transferable.
last one, baby. Come on.
I want
There's
number 30 to win because that was my number in high school for football.
Okay. Oh, come on.
We lost.
Are you sure? Are you sure you didn't sketch? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
We're broke forever.
we're broke.
How much did that ticket cost?
Still broke.
$1 million. It actually cost $1 million.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're doing the thing I do where you stare at the ticket forlongingly. No symbols or anything. We're just two little broke boys.
Yeah, we're actually in debt now.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I lent you that money. This day is not going well for us, but it's going to get worse.
Yeah, we haven't even got to the
So the
news
alien
yet.
invasion.
We haven't even got to the actual news yet.
We're only a minute in. All right,
Well.
here's our prop. As promised. We bought a spinning wheel.
Yeah.
This is going to help us in so many ways. We've been trying to slowly turn this into a game show.
We had this overnighted on Cyber Monday. Got here just in time.
Yep. Well, okay. You want to?
I guess I'll give it a spin.
He's gonna spin it, and then I'll do the news story.
The inaugural spin. Here we go.
All right, here we go. Yay! Ooh, that sound is so satisfying. What do we got?
Number 3. Big number 3.
Number 3, baby. All right. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Oh, here we go. All right. Oh, this is a good one. This is from Albuquerque News. Lawyers. New Mexico man receives largest medical malpractice payout in history.
Oh.
You want to guess for what kind of? It's for a botched procedure.
A man? I gotta go with penis enlargement.
Penile injection. That's right. Botched penile injections. Ladies and gentlemen, the value of a penis.
The biggest settlement
Is-
for the world's littlest wiener.
You want to talk about the patriarchy?
What's the
The
payout?
most valuable organ is the. It's over 400 million. It's $412 million, 5,149. Oh man.
$400 million.
$400 million against the New Male Medical Center of Wyoming, on Wyoming and Paseo and Albuquerque. According to the lawsuit, the man in his 70s sought treatment for fatigue and weight loss at the clinic starting in 2017. He's in his 70s. Attorneys said the clinic misdiagnosed him and unnecessarily treated him with, quote, invasive erectile dysfunction shots, causing irreversible damage. This corporate scheme manipulates and uses a fear tactic to convince these men to do this, said one of the lawyers. The lawyers say their client went through multiple rounds of medication and procedures, and he underwent surgery by an unqualified physician assistant. Okay. In the statement, the attorney said this unprecedented verdict sends a, quote, powerful message that medical providers cannot prioritize profit over patients.
Leave it to Big Penis.
The clinic plans to appeal. I want to know what happened to his penis.
Yeah.
He's already in his 70s. They say irreversible penis damage.
Yeah, I hope he uses the $400 million to buy a gilded cock.
Dude, I know. What could not be undone? Dude, that guy can buy like... That guy could buy like a sports team.
That's true.
What is the cheapest sports team?
I don't know. It's going to be...
You know what sucks is, he's old. Now he's rich.
If it says WNBA, I'm going to...
You know what? The cheapest sports team is valued at $675 million.
Whoa.
The Arizona Coyote NHL team. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, he's rich beyond imagination. Now he's old and he's got money, so he could be getting them honeys, but he doesn't have a penis.
Right.
Well, I'm sure he still has it. I want to know what happened to his penis. You can't just say botched penis surgery.
Yeah, they couldn't even provide an illustration.
I'm guessing it just doesn't work anymore, but he's already 70. The place had to argue, like, dude, you're already old.
They're like, no, it's going to be so big, they're not even going to be able to close your casket. It's going to have to be an open casket from the waist down.
I mean, I'm definitely a fan of this guy. They did stuff to his dick that he didn't want done or need done. He deserves the compensation.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, I don't know if there's much more to say about it. I just, you see a headline with penis in it, and that's prime MKUsual material. You want to spin the wheel? How much would you value your penis at?
About $40.
Oh.
Number 1.
Oh, shit. Okay. So that's right next to this. Let's see here. Okay. This is also penis related.
It's totally random. Chosen by the wheel.
This is from express.us. Florida inmate has miracle baby by using air vent to get pregnant, quote, like the Virgin Mary. I take issue with this headline. I don't think the Virgin Mary used a plastic bag full of cum. Yeah. I don't know why that's even okay. Murder suspect Daisy Link gave birth to a, quote, miracle baby after becoming pregnant with another murder suspect's baby behind bars. An accused killer claimed she got pregnant with another inmate's baby in a Florida jail. I didn't know they had
like joint
co-ed
facility?
jail. Yeah. After he passed his semen in plastic wrap through an air conditioning vent. That's wild. Daisy Link, 29, is being held at the Turner Guilford Knight Correctional Center for the alleged murder of her husband in 2022. She gave birth to a baby girl in June. The father's name, inmate Joan DePaz, 23, impregnated her without ever meeting her in person. Link said that she and DePaz began a romantic relationship after speaking to each other through air conditioning vents in their cells. The pair reportedly tied bed sheets together, attached the semen to plastic wrap, and sent it through the vents and into her cells. I put the semen in saran wrap every day, like 5 times a day for like a month straight, DePaz told the news. He would kind of roll it up almost like a cigarette, and we would attach it to the line that we had in the vent, and I would pull it through from there. I had placed it inside of the yeast infection applicators. I had placed it inside of there, and then from there I administered it. The baby is being cared for by Link's family. She called the baby a miracle and a blessing. DePaz denied ever physically touching her, saying it's, quote, like the Virgin Mary. Again, I don't think you understand that story.
I don't think the wise men brought honey buns to the manger.
Yeah. I don't understand how, like, okay, you fall in love through the air vent. That part I kind of understand.
Yeah, that's just...
Wasn't there a Greek story?
It's just gonna happen.
I know, if you could, like, you have any access to a woman or a man.
Right. Yeah.
You're gonna fall in love by talking to each other through the vent. That part's kind of romantic. Except for the part where she's in jail for murdering her husband.
Yeah, it's, well... It almost makes more sense that it would happen to, like, a female corrections officer.
Well,
Like
yeah, somebody
would
who's
be the
actual access, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't, okay, so then you hatch this plan. Oh, I mean, criminals are not the most highly functioning people. I don't know if she thought she'd get out of jail. She had a baby. Now she's going to have this baby. But they're like,
She's
hey,
in
you know what we
jail.
ought to start doing?
Did it say how long she was in jail for?
No, that's true. That's a good point. It didn't say how long either one of them is in jail for.
I mean, if it's a murder charge, a long time, probably.
Yeah. But that's wild. Like, that's wild that would be your next step. It's like, let's have a baby together. I wonder, could okay. Serious question. I know you're not going to know the answer. I don't know the answer. Maybe you do know the answer. I don't know. Could you get conjugal visits from another inmate? Is that a thing?
In theory.
Yeah, but wouldn't you have to, one of them would have to leave?
They would both go to, like, it's like, it would be like a neutral.
Yeah.
In theory, yeah, you could.
All right. Not a lot to say about this one. That's fine.
I mean, what is there to say that he hasn't? Okay, the guy cranked it 5 times a day.
Yeah, he was cranking it 5 times a day.
For a month. That's
into saran wrap.
150. Did they just reuse the same saran wrap? Like, what are they?
It had to have been like from the commissary or something like.
Yeah. So he's obviously doing, but he's got some commissary money. He's buying at least 5 honey buns a day. Or he works in the kitchen and gets saran wrap there, and he's like, there's so many ways to do this.
Saran wrap seems like a dangerous thing for an inmate to have. Can you like strangle somebody with that?
Yes. You could easily, I mean, yeah, you could like.
This is going great.
So many problems. Well, I'm proud that they should give some of that guy's cock to the other guy.
Can I spin this one?
Yeah.
All right. What do we got? What do we got?
Number 9.
Number 9.
Just leave that up there, probably.
No, I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like it. It's in my way. It's blocking me. It's too colorful. This is from the BBC. Woman searching for birth parents found dad was already her friend on Facebook. Tamuna Musurids, I'm going to call her Tamuna, took a deep breath and made the phone call she had dreamed of since finding out that she might be adopted. She was calling the woman she believed was her biological mother. She knew it might not lead to a fairy tale reunion, but she didn't expect the response to be cold and angry. She started screaming, shouting. She said she hadn't given birth to a child. She didn't want anything to do with me, she recalls.
What the fuck?
Yeah, explaining she felt more surprised than upset by the response. I was ready for anything, but her reaction was beyond anything I could imagine. But she wasn't prepared to walk away just yet. Tamuna wanted to know the circumstances of her adoption, and there was something else she wanted that only her mother could give her, the name of her father. Her search began in 2016. After the woman who raised her died, clearing out the house, she found a birth certificate with her own name on it, but the wrong birth date, and she started to suspect she was adopted. After doing research, she entered a Facebook group for this called I'm Searching, hoping to find people's birth parents. Instead, she uncovered a baby trafficking scandal in Georgia that has affected tens of thousands of lives over many decades. Parents were lied to and told the newborn babies had died, but the infants were being sold. Tamuna is a journalist, and her work has reunited hundreds of families, yet until now, she couldn't solve the mystery of her own origins. There's a lot going on here.
Wait, she's a journalist who does this?
She's a journalist who uncovered this child trafficking.
Oh, through the group. Okay, yeah. Okay.
But she couldn't figure out who her own dad was.
Okay.
The breakthrough in her research had come in the summer when she received a message through her Facebook group. It was someone who lived in rural Georgia who said they knew a woman who had concealed a pregnancy and given birth in September of 1984. That's around the time Tamuna was born, a date she had shared publicly. The person believed the woman was Tamuna's birth mother, and crucially, they gave a name. She immediately searched for her online, but couldn't find anything. She decided to post an appeal on Facebook, asking if anyone knew her. A woman responded, saying the woman had concealed the pregnancy was her own aunt. She asked Tamuna to take the post down, but she agreed to do a DNA test. While they were waiting for the results, she made a phone call to her mother. A week later, the DNA results arrived, indicating that Tamuna and the woman on Facebook were indeed cousins. Armed with this evidence, Tamuna managed to convince her mother to acknowledge the truth and reveal the name of her father. It was a man named Gurgen Korava. The first 2 months were shocking. I couldn't believe these things were happening to me, she recalled. I couldn't believe I'd found them. Once Tamuna had Gurgen's name, she quickly tracked him down on Facebook. It turned out he had been following her story on social media. Her work reconnecting families is widely known across Georgia. She was amazed to find that they had been friends on Facebook for 3 years. They just didn't realize he was part of the story. He didn't even know my birth mother had been pregnant, says Tamuna. It was a huge surprise for him. And then they made arrangements to meet. They met. They hugged. It's pretty much all the weird stuff about the story. That's the weird part of the story.
That's wild.
It's a ride.
Yeah.
It's quite the ride.
Well, I kind of have a similar type of story. I did not know my biological dad. He gave me up for adoption, like, immediately. I was adopted by my dad, and he raised me. And I found out later, and then I knew the guy's name. And then fast forward like 30 years, I am in Gardner, Kansas. I was living in Gardner. I decide, what the heck, I'm just going to reach out on Facebook. Reached out to the guy. He didn't respond right away, but then his daughter and his sister reached out and said, hey, we knew about you. We didn't know what was going on. My sister sent us the freeze-dried candy. That's my nephew.
Oh, that's where, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And so he sent like my picture from Facebook to the family and was like, hey, this is my son. They get a message back from either one of his other sons or a cousin who was a cop in Gardner and said he recognized me from the Walmart in Gardner. So we probably like walked past each other in a Walmart in Gardner. And I didn't know what they looked like. They knew what I looked like.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, I saw that guy. He was wearing, he like described me.
That's a good memory.
Yeah, well, he's a cop.
Yeah, but that's crazy. You go to a like if I went to Walmart today, unless I saw like a really weird looking person, perhaps a freakishly large head, or like a really hot chick,
Yeah. I'm neither.
What I'm saying is, that's an incredible memory. I
Yeah,
saw that
true.
guy at Walmart one time.
Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe,
Either that or there is something freakish about you that all of us are scared to say out loud.
my head's normal size.
Okay, wait, keep going.
Well, that's it.
Big head.
Yeah.
You don't have a big
I've met one of my brothers and one of my sisters from his like marriage after he had me. Like he was in college, my mom was in college. I was a miracle conceived through an air duct in a prison.
That's right, you have told me that before. You are the second coming.
Hey, and like it would be like the 150th coming.
5 times a
know.
day for a month.
Yeah. I still haven't met my dad. I've met my sister. And
Have you talked to him?
I haven't talked to him yet.
So that's odd. So is that by your choosing, or is he gonna pick a time to reach out, or?
I mean, he sent me. He didn't respond to my message, and then like a couple months later, he sent me like a reel on Facebook Messenger, which is where I messaged him. And then I liked it, and then
What was the reel?
it was like someone yelling at their kids for being jerks.
What?
Yeah.
This guy's totally your biological father.
Yeah. Yeah.
He chose to communicate with you through a Facebook meme.
I mean, my sister said, like, oh, he's just kind of always been a man of few words. Doesn't express his emotions or communicate.
No.
She said that he doesn't communicate very well, and she's known him her whole life. So I didn't take it personally. I didn't, like her in that story, I didn't have any expectations.
Right.
So, like, anything.
I feel like you would have to be there emotionally. Don't you feel like that would be the place you'd have to be if you go on that journey?
Oh, yes.
Like you would have to not expect anything.
Yeah. Yes, I had nothing to lose.
Right.
That's where I was at. Yeah.
Well,
It was just like a curiosity. I don't know. I'll meet him someday.
yeah.
But anyway.
Christmas morning, you're gonna wake up. There's gonna be a certain someone tied up in the living room. Right. This might be our last one before we get to do desk jokes.
Give it a crank.
There could be a couple. Oh, I get to do it again? Okay.
I did 2 already. Well, number 5.
Oh, you know what? I actually know which one this is. Oh, it's one of the 2. Hold on, let me count here. Okay. This is a feel-good story.
Thank God.
This comes from Charlotte, North Carolina. Dog dumped at local shelter because owners say he's gay.
Woof.
Okay, maybe it's not a feel-good story. You know what's funny is I got this. This was listed as a new article, but this actually happened in 2022.
Oh.
A local shelter dog is looking for a soft landing after being dumped by his owners for being gay. A Stanley County Animal Shelter Facebook post says the dog's owner surrendered him to the shelter after he humped another male dog. The shelter says he's 4 to 5 years old, weighs about 50 pounds, 6 inches uncut. They say he likes people. They say he likes people and other animals. I killed Nick. Well,
So he's a top.
and you know what? This is actually a feel-good story. He's a top. They say he's a twink. So this gay dog was dumped in the shelter. Update, Nick. I told you it was a feel-good story. Gay dog dumped at shelter gets adopted by Charlotte area gay couple.
Aw.
He was adopted. The people who adopt him said, we've been subject to that kind of bigotry and ignorance in our lives, and we couldn't always do anything about it. We looked at each other when we read the article and said, there's something we can do. It's a sweet story. To be clear, the article says dog humping is not an indication of sexual orientation. Obviously, dogs hump pillows. They hump. It's animal sex in general is
I was gonna
weird.
make that. God damn it. They fucking ruined my joke.
What were you gonna say?
Let's say the adopted parents have also experienced bigotry because they humped male dogs. I don't know.
Anyway, I just thought that was a funny headline.
That's hilarious. My dog, she humps male dogs. So she's like a progressive power top alpha female.
Oh, good. She's into pegging.
Yes.
Begging and pagan.
Yeah.
Pagan strips. Anyway, you do the final spin.
Okay. No.
Okay.
Come on. Number one? Did
We already did number one.
This thing's broken. Number 7.
All right.
Lucky number 7.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to let you choose because I actually have more than I need. Do you want to hear a story about an online simp? Or do you want to hear a story about maybe the most pointless lawsuit?
Oh, man.
Right.
Pointless lawsuit.
All right.
Sorry.
All right. This is also from the BBC. Man who found smooth Mars bar. I will put up a picture of the smooth Mars bar, possibly, or you can Google it. Gets £2 in compensation. That's $2, folks. A man has caused an online storm when he found a Mars bar without its signature ripple, and has received £2 in compensation. He posted on a Facebook page labeling it hideous. The 34-year-old man said while Mars Wrigley UK would not give him a reason for the imperfection, they said the bar had this man went to town on this. The group members said the bar had escaped being blown by air, which causes the vein. You know, Snickers are also a veiny.
Yeah.
They got that cock vein.
And yeah, I was going to say some people like to eat them upside down
Yeah.
so they can feel the veins.
Really?
Well, that's a gay joke.
Oh, okay. The only reason I emailed Mars was because I was interested in what might have caused it. I wanted to know what causes the sidelining, the big vein in question, he says. And they responded by giving them $2. It wasn't actually a lawsuit, but 2 free Mars bars as an apology for leaving out the vein.
So the man craved the big chocolatey vein.
I'm just going to go ahead and do this last one. Chinese man spends $550,000 in family's life savings, giving it to a streamer so that she would call him bro. A man in China has raised eyebrows. Is there a joke there?
No.
Okay.
That's painful.
I know. After spending his family's life savings and stealing hundreds of thousands to send to a live streamer, it's extremely common for fans of streamers to show appreciation by gifting money.
I'll call you bro for $5 right now.
But one man in China took his obsession way too far. As reported in the South China Morning Post, a man with the surname Hong became so enthralled with a streamer, calling him brother, he ended up draining his life savings to send her cash. The man even resorted to just eating plain steamed buns while sending everything he made to the unnamed creator. Eventually, his family cut off access to their funds, so Hong resorted to breaking the laws getting the acquired funds to send. He stole over $300,000 to send to this woman. He stole copper materials from his family's business, recycled items. When authorities showed up, they had evidence of financial transactions. He confessed to 40 thefts, in total stealing $316,000, which he sent directly to the streamer. I didn't want to meet her, he said, I just wanted her to call me brother. In total, he had sent the creator 4 million yuan, $550,000 US, shocking the online community. One user asked, if you just want to hear it call you brother, why don't you record it and play it back to yourself? Maybe you should see a psychiatrist. This isn't the first time someone has spent big money on a creator. In 2022, Twitch star Amaranth was sent $70,000 in cash, a new iPhone, and self-defense items from an anonymous user. Who is that?
Amaranth?
Amaranth. Is it a woman? Is it a hot woman? It's a hot woman. Okay, yeah, she looks exactly like what you'd expect. How do you live with yourself? I don't think.
So the streamer, they're not gonna give the money. They're not gonna give any.
I was just thinking
that's the fucking right thing to do. Just keep 50 grand for yourself and give the rest back to the family.
Oh man, you gotta give the money back to the family.
Is there any legal?
I don't know. It's China, dude. I have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
I have no clue. I don't know anything about Chinese law. I would assume if you're in receipt of stolen.
Right.
I don't know. I would even guess maybe China's a little more. But that is the right thing to do.
Oh,
you would have to do that.
That's Simp of the Millennium Award.
Simp of the Millennium Award, dude. How about like that 70,000 though for that chick? Should there be a limit? Something feels so morally wrong about like keeping that amount of money just for existing.
Yeah, but
I guess you are providing content. If somebody super chatted us right now and sent $50,000, we'd keep it, right?
What do we have to do?
I guess nothing.
I mean,
why do people do that? Do they think they're gonna sleep with them? Is it like a stripper thing? They think they spend enough money that the streamer is gonna sleep with them. It is like, here's what the problem is to me is like it's a level of obsession where it's like
beyond.
It's clear
that,
mental illness.
Yeah, but it's like beyond. Like it has to do with that person specifically, so it may or may not be sexual. Like it seems like obviously it is, but then like
it's got to be like psychosexual, like.
Yeah. Like, you can't make this person do what you want, and it's your way of trying to, like, coerce them into...
Or you feel so worthless and so beneath them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. We need to find a simp and interview him. We need to find, like, a hardcore, like, spends hundreds or thousands of dollars on OnlyFans simp. And we need to dissect, like, if you're out there... and you're into this type of stuff, we will not judge you. We just want to talk to you.
Yeah.
We want to know what makes you tick.
This would be fascinating. I'm actually the opposite of that because I go on OnlyFans and ask them for money.
You do. That's real. He does that.
So far, nothing. So far, just bot responses. But someday.
Just wild to me. Just wild to me. I like that's what I'm saying. I feel like there's a part of me, and it's not even a moral. It's not even like a judgment. Like you're a bad person for doing this, or
yeah.
But it's like there's some part of me that feels like a decision like that is so. It has to come from some dysfunction, and should we like allow that to happen?
Like clearly the guy's doing pretty well. Over like a couple years he had, it sounded like he was making a decent amount of money and also had this other money that like he had probably joint access to or something.
Well, he was stealing materials. He was like a delivery driver for his hardware company or something.
So I guess the life savings might not be that much.
But I mean, he did also spend their funds. I don't know how Chinese society works. I know a lot of families are tight knit, you know, in ways that we aren't necessarily. But like for the $70,000, like let's say that guy cleared his bank account. There has to be an argument to be made that like it's like a form of scamming. Like you can't just like a TV show so much that you drain your bank account.
Yeah, I didn't watch The Sopranos and then send HBO checks in the mail because it was so good. Like,
right. There's some like very dysfunctional mental illness shit going on. Possibly. I don't know.
Well, it is.
Simps of the world, come to out. Well, I'm just saying that because I want to talk to them.
Well,
it's definitely some mental illness.
But it's like the same type as like the guy who like puts extra cash in the tip jar because the waitress was the bartender was like said, "Hey, honey, how you doing?"
And I'm literally the opposite of that. I fucking hate when people flirt with me.
Yeah.
If there's money involved, I hate when waitresses, bartenders.
It's already a transaction, and then to like
makes me feel used.
Yeah.
It makes me. I don't like it at all. That's why one reason I don't like strip clubs either. Really. I feel like I'm being milked a little bit, you know. Yeah, the server bartender thing bothers me.
It's degrading to everybody.
It is degrading. It's like when you think it's like you're looking at me. I'm not saying don't be polite, but like flirting. Like when a waitress flirts with me, what I imagine in my head, and maybe this is my own insecurity, is that they're looking at me and I become like a mark.
Yeah.
Like they're like this. I bet I could manipulate this dude. Like he looks lonely, or you know what I mean. Like, or you're saying that you're so hot. It's like a judgment about our levels of attractiveness in kind of a way.
Yes.
Like that I would pay you to be nice to me. It's how much hotter you are.
It's assigning a dollar amount to what they think you're attractive. I don't know. The disparity in attractiveness is like,
or that I can't get it without paying for it.
Yeah.
Not that I will. No, that sounded really weird. You know what I mean, though.
I know what you mean.
Okay, well, that was all the depressing, weird news for the week. Well, we got desk jokes.
We got some desk jokes.
Nick, you want to kick it off?
Yep. In Chiefs news, kicker Harrison Butker is still recovering from knee surgery. His wife, however, is still in the locker room getting pile driver throat fucked by Andy Reid. When asked to comment, she said,
That's a good one. That's a good one. In a new study, doctors have declared that it is safe to pee in the shower. However, the verdict is still out on waffle stomping.
Gracie Hunt.
He wrote that and he cracked himself up.
What's waffle stomping, Dennis?
You had to explain it to me.
Gracie Hunt, daughter of Chiefs owner Clark Hunt, and his wife Tavia both attended the Hallmark movie premiere of Holiday Touchdown, a Chiefs love story. The Hunt family is famously named after that thing they do to homeless people on Christmas Eve.
Ooh. I like that you have like these weirdly anti-Chiefs jokes.
I don't know.
No, I think it's hilarious.
It just happens.
Let's see here. I'll do a surreal one. On Sunday, President Joe Biden pardoned his son Hunter Biden for any crime he may have committed since the year 2014. Well, I guess we'll never get to the bottom of Malaysian Airlines MH370.
When asked to comment on the pardon, Jerry Groggins, local crackhead, said, "That motherfucker owe me $20.
Go ahead. I'm down to one.
In local news,
okay.
In local news, a semi carrying live pigs overturned on I-70 in Kansas City, Kansas. Authorities managed the situation, ensuring the safety of the police officers and clearing the roadway for traffic.
Oh, he went there. Recently, Tennessee and Florida governments have both introduced bills banning weather modification programs like cloud seeding. Oh, thanks for giving me this one.
Sorry.
In unrelated news, AIPAC has named Tennessee and Florida the most anti-Semitic states in the country.
That was my favorite.
That's pretty good.
For the first time in 37 years, orcas off the Washington coast were seen balancing dead fish on their heads.
We almost did that story, had the wheel gone another way.
But researchers still aren't sure why they do it, and frankly, neither am I.
Good anti-joke. The Scottish Supreme Court is set to hear a case asking what the definition of a woman is. The current definition under Scottish law is, of course, a bipedal, woolless sheep. Still no better at card throwing. Tune in tomorrow for Advice Wednesday. I got some hot ones.
It's the advice column.
It's our advice column day. We might bring up the wheel again. The wheel might be our co-host. Is it exciting? What's the wheel gonna do? Where will it stop? 1 through 12. We were pretty hyped on that wheel last week. We were like, this is gonna change. We're gonna have a wheel.
The wheel's sick.
The wheel is sick, dude. Want to spin it one more time just for old time's sake?
Yeah, I'm going this way.
Oh, wow, you did it. Yeah, where's it gonna stop? Oh, 6. Anyway, we love you.
We love you. Tune in tomorrow.